And as I said, with the electricity industry, there is a really serious issue in that front where that last megawatt costs a lot of money. So what we're seeing in that industry is, new products like critical peak pricing. So if you opt in 5 days of the year, you might pay 4 times more for your electricity, and you'll get notified about that in advance so you can adjust your behavior. But we're trying to reduce the peak demand by using dynamic pricing in that. One of the less comfortable ones is probably direct load control. So this is where on the hottest days of the year, the power company can actually turn off your air conditioner in order to save power and stay within the ability of the grid to service everyone's electricity. The tricky part is executing it well. So everyone's probably been frustrated in airline for hidden fees, bag carrying fees, all the things that don't quite make sense, and they hit you at the last minute. I've got an example here of a book about flies on Amazon that cost $50 when it was new, and then the implementation of it, of the pricing algorithm between these two competing sellers of the one book meant that they started bidding up their price for this scarce resource. These 2 books about flies ended up coming in at $18.5 million. So you can really, you can stuff it up sometimes. And then there are kind of more difficult examples. So I've done a lot of work in the US in the insurance industry there. They had a really sensitive period of time where insurance companies were in the media for what they called redlining. So they tried to price at a very low geographic level, kind of postcode or zip code type level. That meant that they basically appeared to start targeting minorities. Now, a lot of this was statistical stupidity, people not really thinking about what they were doing and the amount of data they needed for a credible adjustment to the pricing. But you can imagine how bad an impact it is when you're basically pricing out a particular minority or neighborhood. It's a very, very sensitive issue. And that's why in the work that I've done in the States, we actually spend most of our time talking about how to roll out and how to do it in a safe, step-by-step way that gives people a bit more assurance that it's not going to go bad like this. And they have their, in one case, a client of mine had their laptop confiscated because they were looking for a smoking gun